Hey everyone, let's talk about workplace training, specifically how we can get it out of the stuffy conference room and, right into everyone's pocket. It's all about making sure absolutely no one gets left behind. So I've got a question for you, and be honest. Does your company's training feel, well, kind of stuck in the past? Like you have to be changed to a specific desk at a specific time? Yeah, if you're nodding along right now, you are definitely not alone. And why this is such a big deal? It all boils down to one tiny, kind of shocking number.
Yep, there it is. 24 minutes, that's it. Research shows that's the average slice of time an employee gets for any kind of formal learning each week. Just 24 minutes. I mean, think about that. When your window of opportunity is that small, the old school way of doing things, it just completely falls apart.
And that brings us right to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? We're talking about the old barriers, the old walls that traditional training methods have built up. And these aren't just little hurdles. They are massive walls that literally shut out a huge part of the workforce.
Okay, let's break these down, because they all feed into each other. You need a desk and a PC? Well, boom, you've just excluded all your frontline workers out on the shop floor or driving a truck. You've got fixed schedules? That's just impossible for someone with kids or, a chaotic shift pattern. And this one-size-fits-all idea? Come on, we all know that's not how people work. This whole model was built for a 9-to-5 world that honestly just doesn't exist for most people anymore.
So if that's the problem, where's the solution? Well, it's probably already in your hand or your pocket. Yep, we're talking about the incredible power of mobile. So what are we actually talking about here? Mobile learning, or M-learning. It's really just a simple idea. Getting learning content to people when they need it, right on their phones or tablets. But, and this is a huge but, it's not just about squishing a big desktop course onto a tiny screen. No way. It's a totally different way of thinking about how we access information and skills. And look at this. This is where it all clicks. Every single one of those barriers we just talked about, mobile learning just smashes right through them. Suddenly, learning is something you can do on the bus, on your lunch break, whenever you have 5 minutes to spare. It's always on, 24/7. It can be tailored to you with videos, audio, whatever works. And the best part? It's on the device you already have, the one you use all day, every day. And get this, it's not just about being convenient. It's way more efficient. The data is pretty clear. People actually complete training almost 45% faster on their phones. Think about what that means for that tiny 24-minute window. You can get so much more done.
This combination of speed and accessibility, it unlocks something huge. It lets us finally reach the employees who've always been left out of the conversation. Just look at these numbers for a second. This is wild. 80%, 80, of the entire global workforce is deskless. We're talking about 2.7 billion people. The folks in retail, the drivers, the nurses, the people fixing your internet. They're not sitting behind a desk. And for decades, they've been an afterthought for training. Mobile learning can literally change that in an instant. I just love this quote. Deskless doesn't mean voiceless. It really hits home, right? It's this powerful idea that when you give someone access to learning and development, you're not just giving them information, you're giving them a voice. You're showing them a path forward in the company. But, reaching everyone isn't just about what their job is. Real, true inclusion goes a step further. It's about understanding that we all have different abilities and, we all learn in different ways. And this really lays it out perfectly. The old way, super rigid, one path for everyone. But with mobile, you get to learn your way. Are you a visual person? Great, watch a video. Prefer to listen? Pop in your headphones for a podcast. And here's the really critical part. It taps into the accessibility features that are already built right into our phones. We're talking screen readers for employees with visual impairments or captions for the hearing impaired. It's just inclusive by design. Okay, so let's add one more layer of complexity to this puzzle. Our workplaces today, they're a wild mix of at least 4 different generations, not to mention teams spread all across the globe. So the big question is, how on earth do you create training that actually connects with all of them? Well, the numbers here are pretty convincing. A 72% jump in motivation, that's huge. And it makes sense when you think about it. For younger, digital native generations, the app-style format just feels normal. But a good design is intuitive for everyone, no matter their age. Plus, you can easily push out content in different languages, so your team in Madrid and your team in Manila are getting the exact same top-notch experience. All right, so let's pull back and look at the really big picture here. What happens when you actually build a training program that works for everybody? What are the real benefits?
It's a total win-win. It's not just a perk for employees. It's a huge strategic advantage for the company. See, employees get fair access to opportunities, they feel seen and valued. And what do employers get back? Way more engagement, people stick around longer, and you actually save money. It creates this amazing positive cycle that just makes the whole company culture stronger.
And that, right there, is really the heart of it all. This isn't about chasing the latest shiny tech gadget. It's about making a conscious choice to build a culture where everyone feels empowered, a culture where every single person has a real chance to grow and succeed. So I'll just leave you with this one last question to chew on. Take a hard look at your own company. Is your training really built for everyone? For the person on the factory floor, the part-timer, the employee with different abilities? Because if the answer is no, well, maybe it's time to put the solution right where it belongs, in their hands. Thanks for watching.